Are you someone who struggles to wake up early every day? Or maybe you're someone who really struggles to go to bed at a reasonable time. And maybe you've successfully done it, but it lasts for like a week and then you go back to your chaotic sleep schedule again. I used to struggle with this exact problem for most of my life. Like I would manage to one day, go to bed before midnight, wake up at 7 a.m. every day. But then after like a few days or so, I would find myself slipping and I would start sleeping later, like 1 a.m., 1:30, 2 a.m. and I'd end up waking up late again and I just go back to square one. I'm gonna be so real with you, I only started having a consistent sleep schedule like less than a year ago. And that was when I finally cracked the code for myself. Now I consistently go to bed at like 11 p.m. every night and I'll wake up at 7 a.m. every day, and I've managed to actually stick through with it for almost a year now. Today I'm gonna share practical non-BS tips that actually help me to start waking up early every day and actually enjoy it, because if you enjoy something, then you are more likely to stick to it and you're going to be consistent with it. So first I'm going to talk about why it's so important to have a strong why for doing this, and then I'm going to talk about how to actually start the process of waking up early, and then finally I'm going to talk about how to actually stick with it. But before we get into it, if you're new here, hi, my name is Tika and I quit my corporate job last year to pursue a life on my own terms. On this channel I share everything to do with self-improvement to help you live your healthiest, wealthiest, and most fulfilling life. So if that sounds like your jam, then do subscribe. So first and foremost, I'm gonna be super real with you. Like, you need to have a reason for why you're doing this, and it needs to be genuine and it needs to be important enough to you so that you're actually gonna stick to it. Because if you're doing this just to become like a productive morning person, or because it's trendy, or it's like the healthy thing that you should be doing, then trust me, you are not gonna stick with it. Whatever the reason is, it needs to be so personal and important enough to you so that you're actually gonna be consistent. For me, I quit my corporate job last year and I wanted to build my own business. I wanted to grow on social media and I wanted to pursue a life on my own terms so badly, which is what fuels me every day to wake up early and to get going with work. You need to find whatever that reason is for you, and your reason and your why might look very different to mine. So for example, is it because you want to wake up early so you can start working on your side hustles before you actually start your 9 to 5? And if that's the case, dig a little deeper into that. Like, why is it important for you to have that side hustle? Is it because you want to achieve financial freedom one day? Is it because you ultimately want to quit your job and pursue a life on your own terms? Or maybe is it because you want to start working out, but maybe you've got a family and you don't really have time during the day, with all these responsibilities, and so you have to wake up early, get your workout done, and then go about your day. So we all know that getting good sleep, sleeping early, waking up early, it's good for our mental focus, our mental health, for our immunity, for our recovery. And objectively knowing that hasn't actually pushed me to want to stick to a good sleep schedule. And the reason was because it wasn't important and personal enough to me. So this is why I wanted to make it a point that you need to find a reason that is personal enough and important enough to you specifically so that you will actually stick to it. The next thing I'm going to talk about is how to actually get started with waking up early. I like to call this the one bad sleep. The hardest part about getting into any habit is just starting it and sparking that initial behavior change. And so with waking up early, I would say that the way to spark this change is to have the one bad sleep. It's essentially this hard reset where you go to bed at your usual time, like let's say 1 a.m., 2 a.m., whatever it is, but you force yourself to wake up the next day at whatever time it is that you want to start waking up. So let's say you tell yourself, I'm going to start waking up at 6 a.m. every day to go work out at the gym. You just go to bed 1 a.m., 2 a.m., your normal bedtime, and you set an alarm for 6 a.m. and that is going to be the hard reset. You're going to be sleep deprived for the first day. You're going to feel awful. You're going to feel shitty for one whole day, but that is all you really need, because by the end of that day, you're going to be so exhausted that you're going to want to sleep early anyway, and that's going to kickstart that good sleep cycle for you. I know it's going to be super painful, but honestly, you only just need to do it once and you won't have to do it ever again, or at least not for a very long time. The next thing I'm going to talk about is actually how to stay consistent with waking up early and how to do so every single day without feeling miserable. To be consistent with any behavior change, you have to be rewarded for it. And so you need to enjoy waking up early. And the best way that you can do this is having a morning routine that you genuinely look forward to. So for me, I'll wake up and the first thing I do is my skincare routine, which is super relaxing and calming for me. And then afterwards, I make my favorite breakfast and I'll make myself an iced coffee. And whilst I'm preparing my food and whilst I'm eating it, I'll either listen to a podcast or listen to music, just whatever I feel like that morning. And it's such a basic and simple routine. Like, it's really nothing special. I don't do any crazy biohacking stuff or any like productivity, rain dance routines. Like, it's not anything fancy, but I enjoy it so much. And that helps me to kickstart my day, makes me feel like I'm motivated to start working now. And for you, that could be different. Maybe you like to meditate in the mornings, maybe you like to journal, maybe you like going outside for a nice walk for 10 minutes and enjoying the sunlight and then coming back and then having breakfast. Like, figure out what that routine is for you, like experiment, whatever, see what makes you happy. And then when you get to do that every single morning, trust me, like when you wake up, you're gonna be excited to wake up. You're gonna have energy because you'll want to go through your morning routine. And similarly, I would say it's important to also have a nice, relaxing night routine that you also enjoy. And so you will be rewarded for going to bed early. So previously I was talking about, rewarding yourself for waking up early. That's having a morning routine that you enjoy. Now this is all about rewarding yourself for getting to bed early. And so you need to have a night routine that you also equally enjoy. So we all know that 2 hours before sleep, we should dim down the lights in the house. We should turn down the temperature, make it nice and cool. And then we should also avoid screen time, avoid eating, avoid drinking water before bed. And we all know to do those things. But in addition to that, you should just have one or two things, like one or two activities that you look forward to doing, and that will set your brain up for bedtime. So for me, I like to have a nice long hot shower, and then what I'll do is either watch some Netflix or read a book. Like, sometimes what I'll do is light a candle as well, or maybe have some hot tea before bed. But for the most part, that's all I do. And it, again, like my morning routine, it's very simple, but it's very effective for me. Like, it's enough. And similar to your morning routine, just experiment to see like what you enjoy doing and what activities are gonna reward you for going to bed early. So I just wanted to round off this point by saying, in order to stick with any habit, you need to be rewarded for it, and you're gonna stick to it long term if it's something that you genuinely and inherently enjoy. So that's it for today's video. It was a pretty short and sweet one. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything that you guys do in particular that has helped you to stick with a good sleep routine that helps you to wake up early every day and go to bed early every day. I'd love to know what those are in the comments below. Okay guys, take care and see you in the next video.